Hey all, it's Tom. Welcome to the Tale of Two Knives. Both are from Solingen or Solingen, however you want to pronounce it, Germany. Both stag handles, both 8-inch or 7-inch blades, brass S guards, aluminum pommel, same spacer. Tale of Two Knives, completely different Bowies. Bowies, actually, that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Just in case you're wondering, I ran into a great granddaughter of Jim Bowies on a Bowie knife video. And asked her, I said, how do you pronounce it? Is it Bowie or Bowie? She said, the name is pronounced Bowie. So I just got to get used to saying it. Anyway, this one here is a saber from the American Knife Company. It's a little history. The American Knife Company was based out of Chicago, from what I understand. What they did is they imported knives from Germany and sold them through the American Knife Company. So it was like a subsidiary of the German company. Now, when you see Solingen on a knife, it doesn't mean that's the town it comes from or the company it comes from. So Solingen is a town in Germany. It's kind of like our Rhode Island used to be, where there's like 100 different knife companies that make knives out of that town. There's Othello, there's one with a triple arrow, I forget the name of it. There's C&G Company, there's Edgemark, there's American Knife Company. So there's a bunch of them. I happen to myself, I prefer German steel. I think it's a lot better steel. So let's get to the knives. This one here is an American Knife Company. It's got a 7-inch blade. It's made out of 1095 palladium, which means it's 1095 coated with this palladium, which is a stainless steel used in Germany and America at the time. It's got an S guard just like the other one. This one here is a little more malleable brass than that one is, which means it's a little bit softer, it bends easier. That one over there you could hit with a hammer and barely move it. Now the spacers, it's got a black, white, red, black spacer. And they're basically the same spacers used in that knife, just not the same patterns. Now, stag handle, it's got 4 pins. You come back here to the pommel, it's an aluminum pommel. These Bowies are stick tang. That tang runs back to about here. Then it has a bolt connected to it that runs out, and it's screwed on by that brass nut. It's got a nice aluminum pommel, 5-inch handle on it. Now, with this here, usually what I'll do is I'll tap them with a screwdriver till they get good and tight, because there's a key you can buy, but I just use a screwdriver. You put it in that little slot and tap it. And then I'll put some Loctite on it, and it doesn't move. Otherwise, if it's damp outside, it's tight. If it's dry outside, it's loose. Now let's take a look at the handle on this knife. This has got a 5-inch handle, stag scales on it, obviously. Beautiful feeling knife, no matter how you do it. Even in a reverse grip, it's just feels solid. You know what I mean? So now this is a 2-piece stag. And if you notice the line of where the stag is, it goes clear off the side of the blade. See it there? Same thing with the back. It goes clear off the tang. But it is pinned. So although this would be nice for hunting, some light bushcrafting, I don't baton, and I don't condone it, but I would imagine if you started batoning this knife, these scales are coming off. They are glued, but you can see that there's a big bow here. Over here, there's a big piece, which is common for stag of that era, because this is real horn. This isn't, sandbar, flat stag, or faux stag. But it is beautiful stag on this knife. It's nice and shiny, beautiful. Now, with the other knife. This is an Edgemark 472 from Solingen, Germany. It's got 7-inch blade on it. Same brass guard, but this here is a lot harder brass than this one. You see the spacers are basically the same color. The pommel is the same on the sides. The big difference on the back. This is a lot fancier. And it is your typical stick tang like the other one. This one here's got a little more bolt on it. You can feel it just above the nut. But I haven't worked on this yet. So what I'll do is I'll Loctite that, take the Dremel tool and take that down nice and flat so it doesn't bother your hand. Now this stag here is one piece. It's slid onto the tang, it's slid on stag, it's slid onto the tang and slid onto that bolt. Now this is rounded, it's not flat like the other one, but it does fit your hand, and because of the natural like bends and curves here and whatnot, it's not going to slip because they just hit your hand right to where it's not going to slip. Now, excuse me, this blade here is made out of 4116 German, I believe it is, which I feel is a lot better steel than a 1095. In my opinion. It might not be. I don't know. I'm not a metallurgist or metallologist or metallogist, whatever they pronounce it. But it just seems to sharpen better and hold an edge better than the 1095. I don't know. Both beautiful knives, though. And they're sharp as a razor. Let me see if I can get some stuff to cut here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here's a piece of bank line. Anybody who knows bank line knows it's tough. I almost cut my finger off there. Right through. No sweat whatsoever. Let's try the Edgemark one here. Excuse the dog barking. The squirrels are on the porch. Squirrels are in the house. Right through. Not a sweat. Like I said, squirrels are in the house. I got a patio out here with sliding glass doors. We feed the squirrels, and as soon as he sees the squirrels, he's like, yeah, I can bark. So. Everybody say hi to Chub Chubs. So that would be fine. Hey. Computer paper. Right through. Not a problem. That was the Edgemark. That was the Edgemark. This is the American Knife Company. As you can see, I didn't get the paper right. The one for the American Knife Company is a little bit duller. I thought it was sharp as a razor. It is sharp as a razor. What's going on here? There we go. Got the paper right. So you can see they're very sharp knives. Now, I always wanted a stag Bowie to carry with me. For as much as I go out, I mean, it's not like it's going to be used much. Okay. And I have my survival knives. I have all kind of knives. And we got a video coming up on some what would be the one thing I would take with me kind of knife. This knife here, Robert from over at Bluegrass Bushcraft bought me one years ago. He was in an antique shop. He found one, sent it directly to me. Thank you, Robert, again. That was a very nice gesture. Unfortunately, it got stolen. So I bought this knife to replace it because it's, well, not going to replace the sentimentality, but it did replace the knife. Because I love these knives. I really do. And one of these days I'll run into that little XYZ, some of the other. And even if I have to jump out of my wheelchair, I will smash that person at least once. Anyway, it's not a threat. That's a promise. So that's a tale of two knives. One's a better quality than the other. But now, what separates these knives really bad is the price. You can generally pick these American Knife Monarch company's original Bowie knife, it'll say on the blade. You can really pick these up for anywhere between $40 to $60. These here you generally can't touch under $100. I got lucky with this blade. I put a bid in on it. I got the bid, but I got really lucky with this. So that's the big difference. Not much difference in quality, thickness, but you can feel the difference in quality in this knife. This is the German one. You can feel the quality of difference. This one here has got the split stag pinned together and glued. This one here has got the through tang round stag, and it's a little bit thicker than the other one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy seeing my Bowies, because this is, like I said, if I start going out in the woods again, I carry a Bowie knife with me. This is going to be one of these. I'm not going to be out in an area where I've got to worry about survival, unfortunately, anymore. I used to be my mainstay of life is just getting lost, and, you have to depend on yourself. And what I mean by getting lost, I've had days where people drove me out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, threw all my gear out the back and me, and left me there. I had no idea where I was. So that used to be my idea of fun. So that's it. It's going in I'm going to make a mountain man sheath, which is a fold-over sheath with like a belt slide on the side. And that's my Bowie knives. So I hope you enjoyed looking at them. I enjoy showing them. I love these knives. I really do. And then I generally carry a 3-knife set. I'll carry one of these. I'll carry a medium knife. And then I'll carry a pocket knife. And we'll get to that on another video, because sometimes redundancy is kind of dumb on this case. So there it is. Both Solingen, however you want to pronounce it, both made in Germany. One's just a little bit less quality than the other, but still enough quality to where I would recommend carrying that if you want, just carrying a nice looking stag handle Bowie knife. So this is Tom. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share the video out. And we will see you guys on the next one.